Sniper Wolf.
Good
the
evening,
beautiful and
ladies and
deadly
gentlemen.
Sharpshooter.
Thank you viewers for joining
Decoy
me.
Octopus.
This
Master
is
of
video number
disguise.
4 of
Vulcan
my
Raven,
playthrough of
Giant
Metal Gear
and
Solid:
Shaman,
The Twin Snakes
and
for the
Revolver
Nintendo
Ocelot.
GameCube.
Specialist in
Thank you very much
interrogation
for
and a formidable
giving me your
gunfighter.
time, and I hope
And finally,
that this
in
video will
charge of them,
be enjoyable for you.
Foxhound Squad Leader.
So let's
Liquid
dive right
Snake.
in.
Liquid Snake.
It's been a pleasure replaying. Well, definitely one of my favorite games in the series. I think it actually is my favorite game in the series. It's been a pleasure. For those of you who are new to the channel, please like, share, comment and subscribe. I'm very eager to hear your opinions, your suggestions, your comments. With your help, the channel could continue to grow and improve. And
Who's that?
that was unexpected. So yes, there are some differences compared to the original for PS1. A rookie mistake there. I was positive that there would be no one in that room, so that's why I was so cavalier. I didn't realize that I wasn't paying attention to my
Careful. He's still in this area.
Wow, I mean, okay, alright. You know, they kinda got me there with the controls a bit. Alright. I don't know how, just like that over the beauty. Just arcs. Okay.
Careful. He's still in this area.
What are they talking about? That's brutal Snake. That was.
What's that?
Yeah. This game.
What's that?
That's cruel. That's cruel, man. That's cruel. Oh my goodness. Snake. Well, that's new. That wasn't in the. Couldn't. I don't recall you being able to move enemies in the PlayStation 1 version. I think that only started happening in the Metal Gear Solid 2. Which is clearly what they use to as the basis for Twin Snakes. But that's cool, man. That's cool. That's Snake just nonchalantly just chuck the guy down the hole. Oh yeah, this part was when you first just chuck the guy down the hole. So I'm going to replay the entire Metal Gear Solid series. So I started with Twin Snakes. I may move on to another series before I come back to Metal Gear Solid 2. But rest assured, yeah, there's no way I could not do the entire Metal Gear Solid series. I think high up on the list to do as well is Resident Evil. So I think I was begin my playthrough of Resident Evil. I also said I wanted to start the Metroid series. What I'm going to do, I'm certainly going to do. How's that camera there? I'm certainly going to do Resident Evil series, and I'm going to start with. Oh yes. I remember why I had. No, I never played the original version of Resident Evil 1 for PS1. I did play. I did play the version for the Nintendo GameCube. So I'm of two minds. I think I'll play the GameCube version just because it's more visually appealing for the channel. And I may just play the original version for the PS1 just on my own satisfaction. Just because I wanted to experience that version.
Snake, it's me.
What's wrong? Did you find a good place to hide?
Yeah, thanks to the stealth gear. It looks like they've finished getting Metal Gear ready.
How do you know that?
I overheard them talking. Where are you now?
right in front of Metal Gear. But it's strange.
What is?
There's nobody here. No guards, no mechanics. It's too quiet.
Maybe because they're all ready. They said they even input the PAL codes.
What should I do?
All we can do is use the override system that President Baker told you about.
But I've only got one of the 3 keys. And besides that, like Ocelot said, there's some trick to using the keys.
Leave it to me.
You got some kind of plan?
Well, I'm in the computer room right now. I'm trying to access Baker's private files.
Baker's files? Don't you need a password?
Of course. But there are ways.
Are you a hacker?
Yep. That describes me pretty well.
Does it look like you can get in?
I don't know yet. I'll give it a try.
I'm counting on you.
Oh dear. Alright, who else? I'm not. Where possible, I don't actually like to shoot people, but considering that I'll be having to come back down here, that's just too bad, man. I will have to return, so I don't want when I'm moving around for that guy to wake up.
Snake, it's me again.
How's it going?
Not bad. I just got past his 3rd security level. He was a pretty careful guy.
Do you think you'll break in soon?
I've never met a system I couldn't bust into.
Okay. Keep trying.
Let's see. Let's see if I see any camera and stuff. Who's that in there? Liquid and Ocelot. Okay. You can't see me, right? Wish I could chuck a grenade in there. That would make things a lot easier. Does that? Probably don't need it, whatever it is, but.
Snake, I did it.
You got past security?
Bingo.
Great. So what do you got?
I accessed the confidential Metal Gear file.
So what about the PAL override system that Baker talked about?
Haven't found it yet.
That's what I need to know.
But Snake, I found something else.
What?
The secret behind the new nuclear weapon. Just as I thought, the nuclear warhead is designed to be fired from the railgun like a projectile. It doesn't use fuel, so it isn't considered a missile. That way it can get around all sorts of international treaties.
Pretty sneaky.
Yes, but effective. And that's not even the scariest thing about this weapon.
I can't wait to hear this.
It's a stealth weapon.
You mean it won't show up on radar?
Yeah. The truth is, they've been working on a stealth missile since the late 70s.
Why weren't they able to develop one up until now?
Because of the missile's rocket propulsion system. It would be picked up by enemy satellites.
Because of that?
But unlike a missile, the railgun doesn't burn any propellant, so it can't be detected by any current ballistic missile detection systems.
An invisible nuclear warhead.
Totally impossible to intercept.
Does that actually make
And on
sense?
top of that, it's got a surface-piercing warhead designed to penetrate hardened underground bases.
We learned that lesson in the Gulf War.
This thing could mean the end of the world.
It's the ultimate weapon. And from a political point of view, it avoids the problem of nuclear reduction and nuclear inspections. Colonel, is this true? Are you listening?
I'm listening.
It would push back the signing of the START 3 treaty. If word gets out about this weapon, it'd cause a whole world of trouble.
Yeah, it would be nasty. The United States would be denounced by the UN. It could even bring the president down.
Did you know this, Colonel?
I'm sorry.
You've changed, Colonel.
I won't make any excuses.
Snake, listen to me. This new nuclear weapon, it's never actually been tested. Only simulated.
You mean with VR experiments?
Yeah, that's why they were conducting this exercise. They needed to get actual experimental data to back up the simulation.
What were the results of the exercise?
It looks like it went better than they hoped for, but I can't find the data anywhere on this network. You'd think that data as important as that would be carefully recorded.
It was. President Baker gave me an optical disc with all of the test data.
What? Do you still have it?
No. Ocelot took it from me.
Damn.
The terrorists have replaced the dummy warhead with a real warhead. Once they input the detonation codes, they should be ready to launch.
So, you think they can do it?
Well, the dummy warhead was designed to be identical to the real thing, so I think so.
Did you find out how to override it yet?
Not yet. It must be in a separate file. Right now I'm looking through all of Baker's personal files.
We're counting on you.
What have we over here, I wonder? Nothing. These guys are all around. So I have to be cautious. This is the top floor. Was I here already? Sorry, Chief. It's not really my style, but I don't really know. I'm trying not to make a habit of that.
Snake.
Did you find it?
No, I haven't found out about the override system yet, but I found Baker's ulterior motive.
He's just looking to get rich, isn't he?
That's part of it. Armstech is in much worse financial trouble than I thought.
I know they lost their bid to make the next generation fighter jet. That, plus the reduction in SDI spending.
It looks like there was even some talk of a hostile takeover.
Everything was riding on this project, I guess.
And it looks like they were paying a lot of bribe money to the DARPA chief.
Bribe money, huh?
Yeah. And Baker was a big proponent of the nuclear deterrent theory.
I see. So anyway, what about the override?
Just give me a little bit longer.
So the DARPA chief ended up being crooked. I forgot that little detail. And it's kind of unusual that he would become crooked because, you know, not to give away some of the plot, but he was more integral to the overall story than it might first be apparent. Well, you know, certain things that they made up as they went along.
Okay, I've entered the PAL codes and disengaged the safety device. We can launch anytime.
There's still no response from Washington. It looks like we'll have to show them that we mean business.
Should I set it for Cherniton, Russia?
No. There's been a change. The new target is Lopnor, China.
Why, boss? Liquid.
I'm sure neither you nor Mr. Golukovich would really like to see a nuclear bomb dropped on your motherland, right?
But why? There's nothing there.
Wrong. It's a nuclear test site.
A nuclear test site.
If we nuke a major population center, the game's over. But a nuclear explosion at a test site can still be concealed from the public. Meanwhile, Washington will be worried about the retaliatory strike from China.
That'll probably mean top-secret talks between both countries' leaders.
Of course. And in the process, the president will be forced to divulge the existence of a new and highly destabilizing nuclear weapon to the Chinese. What do you think that will do to the US's reputation? Or the president's?
And with the CTBT, that means that China and India... I see.
Yes. When the other countries hear about the new weapon, they'll all want to contact us. Washington won't be very happy when we start selling their own system to the highest bidders. Yes, the president will break. He will give in to our demands.
Big Boss's DNA and $1 billion.
$1 billion. All for money.
That money will be used to cure our genome soldiers as well. I'm also including the Fox-Die vaccine in our demands.
Fox-Die. It killed Octopus and the Arms Tech president. So it's true that it affects older people first. Mantis might not have been affected because he wore a mask.
Wolf wasn't infected either. Perhaps due to those tranquilizers she always took.
Something to do with amphetamine and adrenaline levels in the blood. They deployed a product still in development into live combat. No surprise it was unreliable. They must have been desperate.
In any case, have you heard from your friend Colonel Sergei Golukovich at Spetsnaz yet?
He still has doubts about the ability of Metal Gear. He said we can talk after Metal Gear's test launch is successful.
He's a very prudent man.
There's nothing to worry about. The Colonel wants Metal Gear and a new nuclear weapon so bad he can taste it. If Russia wants to regain its position as a military superpower, they need to reinforce their nuclear arsenal. They need a nuclear weapon that can't be intercepted. Metal Gear will allow them to gain first strike capability over the rest of the world.
Their regular army is in shambles, and they think they can restore their country's military power with nuclear weapons? That Golukovich, he's no warrior. He's a politician.
Maybe so, but he's the one who gave us the Hind and most of our other heavy firepower.
He's got over 1,000 soldiers under his command. If we joined forces, we could put up quite a resistance here. Since Mantis died, the genome soldiers' brainwashing has started to wear off. I'm worried about the men's morale. An alliance with the Russians would boost that as well.
What are you saying?
We're not going anywhere. We're going to dig in here. It's going to be a long war.
We could still escape.
We have the new nuclear power, and we're going to ally with Galukovich's forces.
Are you going to fight the whole world?
And what's wrong with that? Fighting the whole world? From here, we can launch a nuclear warhead at any target on this planet. A nuclear warhead invisible to radar, and totally immune to interception. And on top of that, this base is full of spare nuclear warheads. Once we get the DNA and the money, the world will be ours.
But boss, what about your promise to Colonel Galukovich?
I have no interest in the revival of Mother Russia.
You're not thinking of reviving Big Boss's dream.
From today, you can call this place Outer Heaven.
Big Boss's dream.
Boss, you're not worried about the PAL being overridden? If the code is entered again, it'll be deactivated.
No need to worry. The DARPA chief and the Arms Tech president are both dead.
Does Snake know how the override system works?
You interrogated him, don't you know?
He didn't have any keys on him.
Good. Then no one can stop Metal Gear now.
By the way, what should we do with that woman? Want me to kill her?
Let her live. She's Campbell's niece, and Snake cares for her. We'll keep her as our ace in the hole.
Meryl, she's alive.
Snake, I found Baker's top-secret files.
Great job.
How's it going there?
They've finished inputting the PAL codes. So, how do we deactivate them?
Okay, you see, the override system that the President was talking about, it can also be used to input the detonation codes. You see, if you... Can you see the input terminals in the center of the control room?
I see them.
Those 3 laptop terminals are for the emergency input. There should be a symbol on each screen. Each symbol corresponds to a different key. You input the keys in order from left to right. The left one's for the room temperature key. See the symbol? Next to that goes the low temperature key. The one on the right is the high temperature key.
Okay, I got it. First I change the shape of the card, and then I input them in order, right?
That's right. All you do is insert the card keys. After you insert the key into the module, a hard disk reads the information contained on it. Once you've finished with all 3 terminals, the code input process is complete. But here's the thing. You can only use the key 3 times.
External,
It's an emergency system, and it's only meant to be used once.
external noise for a moment there.
The world is riding on that key, Snake.
Who's that?
This is bulletproof glass. There's no way in. I'll enjoy watching you die.
Snake, you've got to get that key.
Alarm. forgot. Oh man. Yes, man. Yeah, that was a silly mistake. Yeah, but fell in the drainage ditch, okay? Where? The drainage ditch.
Snake, did you find the card key?
No, it's not here.
Don't be ridiculous. You saw it fall into the drainage ditch, didn't you? The drainage ditch. Isn't there something odd about it?
No. There are a lot of big rats, though.
That's it, Snake. A rat must have eaten it.
Now who's being ridiculous?
No, I'm right. There's no other possibility.
Now I guess to look for the rats. Alright. Now I got to go kill a rat. That's pretty funny. I did see one. I shot the rat. But I did not shoot the deputy. I shot the rat. Oh dear. Oh. It's kind of hilarious that Ocelot and Liquid they stepped out of the room for a moment.
PAL code number 1 confirmed. Awaiting PAL code number 2.
Okay, that takes care of PAL code number 1.
It's kind of hilarious that
Now, PAL number 2. Freeze the key.
so Ocelot and Liquid just stepped out of the room to give Snake enough time to go and do what he needs to do. Get another too much external noise, so I just have to love the sound, you know, that little track that plays when you enter this area. Sounds like it's Native American. There's a very mean thing I could do, which is put on some C4 on these guys. That was a trick you could have done. And then when they get together, you just detonate it. But you know, I generally try not to take too much life. So, how long does it take before it? This room is acceptable, I think. I could do it here. Or do I need to... I think maybe I shouldn't go a little further. There it is. So I should be able to do it here. So I'll just sit in the corner for a bit. There we go. Right, now I need to book it. Those two guys still unconscious. Production, man. You drop like a sack of potatoes. There was one warehouse that required level 7 card to enter in the area where I fought Sniper Wolf. So I think I'll go back just for curiosity's sake to see what there is there. Because I realized that
Snake, it's about Naomi Hunter.
Then you should talk to the Colonel. He's looking into it.
Turn your monitor off.
Okay, it's off. No one else can hear us. Go ahead.
Sorry, but I didn't want the Colonel to hear.
Okay, so what's up?
I've got a good friend in the Pentagon.
Yeah?
He's the one who told me about it. It looks like the DIA recently developed a new type of assassination weapon.
An assassination weapon?
Snake, have you ever heard of something called Fox Dye?
No. Fox dye? Liquid and the others were talking about it.
Yeah. It's some kind of virus that targets specific people. I don't know all the details, but
What are you trying to say?
it's too similar.
What is?
The cause of death. Didn't the Arms Tech president and the DARPA chief, Decoy Octopus, die of something that looked like a heart attack?
Yeah.
Well, apparently Fox Dye kills its victims by simulating a heart attack.
No. You're telling me that Naomi was behind it?
Snake, try to remember. Did Naomi give you some kind of injection?
The nanomachines.
She was in the best position to have done it, but I don't know what her motive was.
Does the Colonel know?
I'm not sure, but he still hasn't questioned her.
Okay. I'll ask him myself. Colonel, what's new with the Naomi situation?
I just placed Naomi under arrest.
Arrest?
She was sending coded messages toward the Alaskan base. I didn't want to believe it, but she must be working with the terrorists.
Are you sure?
I'm afraid so. She's being interrogated now.
What kind of interrogation?
it's amazing
Well,
that
I'd
Neil
like
was
to
able to
avoid the
infiltrate
rough
such a
stuff.
top secret,
We don't even have any
high-tech
sodium pentothal
organization
here.
like
Call
Fox
me
on.
if you find out anything.
So, it's true, isn't it?
Place the whole world in
Naomi.
danger
I can't believe it.
and
That
get
means
access
the
to Fox Dye in
Dye
the first
vaccine
place.
must be around somewhere.
Is that all you think about?
But Snake, you might be infected too, you know.
All I can do is leave it up to the Colonel.
Just out of suspicion. Trick when I carry the car key to the last location is that I have to make good time on the way back so that it doesn't change again. Any claymore mines? Okay. Can do it, can do it. So this is definitely where you but I also want to there's another guy, so cantonment warehouse. Just for curiosity's sake. I hope I don't get myself into trouble. What? All that trouble for this? For nothing? What? I came all this way for nothing. I could have sworn there was something of no, I guess not. So how is it that I got Vulcan Ravens tag and I didn't get any of those? Okay. Alright, so let me do what I'm supposed to do. Come on, Snake. Guys, it's still asleep, right? This room in this place. external noises to do. This is how I end up having to do this over. That's not what I want. So let's very quickly make my way to the other elevator. I only attacked the bird because it tried to poop on me. I think that was fair.
Is there somebody there?
No time to play, guys. No time to play. That's one. That's two. Make sure this thing is still right. Time is of the essence, man. Run. Let's see. Time is of the essence. There's no room for messing around.
Snake, can you hear me? It's Naomi.
Naomi? What the hell?
Campbell and the others are busy right now. I'm on a different codec.
Naomi, is what the Colonel says true?
Yes, but not everything I said was a lie.
Who are you?
I don't know anything. My parents' face is my name. The name and ID I have now I just bought. But the reason why I study genetics, that was true.
Because you want to know yourself, right?
That's right. I want to know where I came from. My age, my race, anything.
Naomi.
I was found in Rhodesia sometime in the 80s. A dirty little orphan.
Rhodesia? What's now known as Zimbabwe?
Yes. Rhodesia was owned by England until 1965, and there were lots of Indian laborers around. That's probably where I got my skin color from, but I'm not even sure about that.
Naomi, you're too worried about the past. Isn't it enough to understand who you are now?
Understand who I am now? Why should I? No one else tries to understand me. I was alone for so long, until I met my big brother. And him.
Your big brother?
Yes. Frank Yeager.
What?
He was a young soldier when he picked me up near the Zambezi River. was half dead from starvation, and he shared his rations with me. Yes. Frank Yeager. The man who you destroyed was my brother and my only family.
No. Gray Fox.
We survived that hell together, Frank and I. He protected me. He is everything to me. The only proof I have of my existence. Of my existence as an individual.
And he brought you back to America?
No. I was in Mozambique when he came.
Who's he? You mean Big Boss?
Yes. He brought us to this land of freedom, this America. But then he and my brother went back to continue the war. And that's when it happened. You killed my benefactor and sent my brother home a cripple. I vowed revenge and joined Foxhound. I knew it was my best chance to meet you, and I prayed for the day that I would.
So, were your prayers answered?
Yes. I waited 2 long years.
To kill me? Is that all you cared about?
Yes, that's right. 2 years. You were all I thought about for 2 long years. Like some kind of twisted obsession.
Do you still hate me?
Not exactly. I was partly wrong about you.
What about Liquid and the others?
I'll have my revenge on them too.
Naomi, you didn't kill that doctor too, did you? The one that used Gray Fox for his genome experiments.
Dr. Clark? No. That was my brother. Afterward, I covered it up and helped him hide out.
So that ninja, I mean Gray Fox, he's come here to kill me.
I don't think so. I think he just came here to fight you. I wasn't sure before, but now I think I understand. A final battle with you. That's all he lives for. I'm sure of it.
Fox. Naomi, tell me something.
About FoxDie? FoxDie is a type of retrovirus that targets and kills only specific people. First, it infects the macrophages in the victim's body. FoxDie contains smart enzymes, created through protein engineering. They're programmed to respond to specific genetic patterns in the cells.
Those enzymes recognize the target's DNA?
Right. They respond by becoming active and using the macrophages. They begin creating TNF-epsilon.
Huh?
It's a type of cytokine, a peptide which causes cells to die. The TNF-epsilon is carried along the bloodstream to the heart, where they attach to the TNF receptors in the heart cells.
And then, they cause a heart attack.
The heart cells suffer a shock and undergo an extreme apoptosis. Then, the victim dies.
Apoptosis? You mean the heart cells commit suicide? Naomi.
What?
You must have programmed that thing to kill me too, right? Do I still have time? Naomi, I don't blame you for wanting me dead, but I can't go yet. I still have a job to do.
Listen, Snake. I'm not the one who made the decision to use FoxDie.
Huh? You weren't?
No. You were injected with FoxDie as a part of this operation. I just wanted to let you know that... No. That's not the whole truth.
Huh?
The real thing that I wanted to tell you was, Snake...
Hey! What are you doing?
Snake.
Naomi?
Snake, I can't allow Naomi to make any more unauthorized transmissions.
What?
Naomi's been removed from this operation.
What happened to Naomi? What did she mean when she said that FoxDie was a part of this operation? Colonel, let me talk to her.
I won't. She's under arrest.
Colonel, you double-crossed me.
Snake, there's no time for that. Right now, your job is to stop Metal Gear. Okay, Snake?
Oh yes. This is where the fun begins.
PAL code number 3 confirmed. PAL code entry complete. Detonation code activated. Ready for launch.
No! Why? I deactivated it.
Jig is up.
Thank you, Snake. Now the detonation code is completed. Nothing can stop Metal Gear now.
Master, what's going on?
You found the key, and even activated the warhead for us too. I really must express my gratitude. Sorry to have involved you in that silly shape memory alloy business.
What are you talking about?
We weren't able to learn the DARPA chief's code. Even with Mantis' psychic powers, he couldn't read his mind. Then Ocelot accidentally killed him during the interrogation. In other words, we weren't able to launch the nuclear device, and we were all getting a little worried. Without the threat of a nuclear strike, our demands would never be met.
What do you mean?
Without the detonation codes, we had to find some other way. That's when I decided you might prove useful, Snake.
What?
Well, for starters, I had Decoy Octopus disguise himself as the DARPA chief. We thought we'd get the info from you, but there was Fox Die.
You mean you had this plan from the beginning? Just to get me to input the detonation code?
You didn't think you made it this far by yourself, did you?
Who the hell are you?
In any case, the launch preparations are complete. Once the world glimpses the power of this weapon, the White House will have no choice but to surrender the Fox Die vaccine to me. Their ace in the hole is useless now.
Ace in the hole?
The Pentagon's plan to use you was already successful in the torture room. Snake, you're the only one who doesn't know. Poor fool.
Who are you anyway?
I'll tell you everything you want to know. If you come to where I am, that is.
Where are you?
Very close by.
Snake, that's not Master Miller.
Campbell, you're too late.
Master Miller's body was just discovered at his home. He's been dead for at least 3 days. I didn't know because my codec link with Master was cut off. But Mei Ling said his transmission signal was coming from inside the base.
So who is it?
Snake, you've been talking to...
Me, dear brother.
Liquid! How the...
You've served your purpose. You may die now.
Good Snake.
Snake, that's I hacked into security. Snake, I'm opening the door.
secret!
Snake, did you like my sunglasses? Oh, you'd point a weapon at your own brother?
Why did you disguise yourself as Master?
So I could manipulate you more easily. You performed quite well, I must say. Although the boys at the Pentagon are probably saying the same thing.
What the hell are you talking about?
Following orders blindly with no questions asked, you've lost your warrior's pride and become nothing more than a pawn, Snake.
What?
Stopping the nuclear launch, rescuing the hostages, it was all just a diversion.
A diversion?
The Pentagon only needed you to come into contact with us. That's what killed the Armstech president and decoy Octopus.
You don't mean...
That's right. You were sent here to kill us, so they could retrieve Metal Gear undamaged along with bodies of the Genome soldiers. From the beginning, the Pentagon was just using you as a vector to spread Fox-Die.
Fox-Die? It can't be. Are you telling me Naomi was working with the Pentagon?
They thought she was, but it seems that Dr. Naomi Hunter couldn't be controlled so easily.
What?
We've got a spy working in the Pentagon. He reported that Dr. Hunter altered Fox-Die's program just before the operation, but no one knows how or why.
I wonder... maybe they arrested her so they could find out the answer to that.
No doubt. But I had no idea she was motivated by such petty revenge. We still don't know what changes she made to Fox-Die's program.
Unlike Liquid himself.
Oh well, doesn't matter. I've already added the Fox-Die vaccine to my list of White House demands.
There's a vaccine?
There must be. But that woman is the only one who really knows. Anyway, it might prove to be unnecessary.
Yeah? Why's that?
You were successful in coming into contact with all of us, so we must have all been exposed to the virus. It's true that the Armstech president and decoy Octopus were killed by Fox-Die. But Ocelot, myself, and you, the carrier, were apparently unaffected.
A bug in the virus's programming?
Could be. In any case, if it doesn't kill you, then I'm not worried either. After all, our genetic code is identical.
So it's true. You and I are...
Yes, twins. But we're not ordinary twins. We're twins linked by cursed genes. Les enfants terribles. You're fine. You got all of the old man's dominant genes. I got all the flawed, recessive genes. Everything was done so that you would be the greatest of his children. The only reason I exist is so they could create you.
So you're saying I'm the dominant one?
That's right. I'm just the leftovers of what they used to make you. Can you understand what it's like to know that you're garbage since the day you were born? But I'm the one Father chose.
So that's why you're so obsessed with Big Boss. Some warped kind of love.
Ha! Love? It's hate. His choosing me, knowingly, to be the inferior one? For this, I want revenge! You don't even understand this! You, who could kill your own real father! You stole my chance for revenge. Now I'll finish the work that Father began. I will surpass him. I will destroy him!
You're just like Naomi.
Well, I'm not like you. Unlike you, I'm proud of the destiny that is encoded into my very genes. You missed your last chance. You'll regret that forever.
Damn!
All right. Why isn't this thing
Fire the stinger!
Fox! Can you really shoot? You'll kill him too!
Now, in front of you, I can finally die.
It's no good.
After
I can't do it.
Land, I was taken from the battle. Neither
It's no
truly
good.
alive,
I can't do it.
nor truly dead. An undying shadow in a world
It's
of
no
light.
good. I can't
But
do it.
soon it will finally end.
There you are! Snake! You snake! I got you! I'll crush you into dust! Sleeping late as usual, eh, Snake? Liquid, you're still alive.
I won't die. As long as you still live.
Liquid was one of the best
It looks like
villains
your
of all time,
revolution
too.
was a
Liquid was
failure.
Just because you've destroyed Metal Gear
A little
doesn't
bit
mean
up, but
I'm
still.
done fighting.
Fighting? What are you really after?
The restoration of the era when warriors such as us lived as we should.
That was Big Boss's fantasy.
Crazy like a,
It was his dying wish.
crazy
When
like a
he was
mofo,
young
but-
during the Cold War, the world needed men like us. We were valued then. We were desired. But things are different now. With all the liars and hypocrites running the world, war isn't what it used to be. We're losing our place in a world that no longer needs us. A world that now spurns our very existence. You should know that as well as I do. After I launch this weapon and get our $1 billion, we'll be able to bring chaos and honor back to this world gone soft. Conflict shall breed conflict. New hatreds will arise, and our own biosphere shall steadily expand.
But as long as there are people, there will always be war.
But the problem is balance. Father knew what type of a balance was best.
Is that the only reason?
Isn't that reason enough for warriors such as us?
I don't want that kind of world.
Ha! You lie! So why are you here then? Why do you continue to follow your orders while your superiors betray you? Why did you come here? Well, I'll tell you then. You enjoy all the killing, that's why.
What?
Are you denying it? Haven't you already killed most of my comrades?
That was...
I watched your face as you delivered the coup de grace. Oh, it reflected such vitality.
You're wrong.
There is a killer inside you. You don't have to deny it. We were created to be that way.
Created?
Les enfants terribles. the terrible children. That's what the project was called. It started in the 1970s. Their plan was to artificially create the most powerful soldier possible. The person that they chose as the model was a man known then as the greatest living soldier in the world.
Big boss.
But Father was wounded in combat and already in a coma when they brought him in. So they created us from his cells, with a combination of 20th century analog cloning and the Super Baby method.
Super Baby method?
They fertilized an egg with one of Father's cells, and then let it divide into 8 clone babies. Then they transferred the clones to someone's uterus, and later intentionally aborted 6 of the fetuses to encourage strong fetal growth. You and I were originally octuplets.
Octuplets?
Yes. The other 6 of our brothers were sacrificed to make us. We were accomplices in murder before the day we were even born. So, it was you and I, 2 fertilized eggs with exactly the same DNA. But they weren't finished yet. They used me as a guinea pig to create a phenotype in which all of the dominant genes were expressed to create you. I got all the recessive genes. You took everything from me before I was even born. But you and I aren't his only children.
What?
The Genome Soldiers. They too are his progeny, carrying on his genetic legacy. But unlike us, they carry it digitally. With the completion of the Human Genome Project in the last century, the mysteries of humanity were laid bare. Thanks to Father's DNA, they were able to identify more than 60 soldier genes responsible for everything from strategic thinking to the proverbial killer instinct. Those soldier genes were transplanted, using gene therapy, into the members of the Next Generation Special Forces. That's how they became the Genome Soldiers. That's right. The Genome Soldiers that you've been killing right and left are our brothers with the same genes as ours.
The Genome Soldiers?
They are misshapen creatures, artificially produced from Father's genetic pattern. They are our blood brothers, and they were born of many an ultimate sacrifice.
Sacrifices?
Human experiments.
Huh?
1991, the Gulf War. The military secretly injected soldiers with the soldier genes. The Gulf War syndrome that hundreds of thousands of returning soldiers complained about was a side effect of it.
Ha! Everyone knows that the Gulf War syndrome was caused by exposure to pesticides and radiation from depleted uranium rounds.
That was just a cover story issued by the Pentagon. First, they tried to say it was post-traumatic stress disorder, then biological weapons. The poison gas detection units and anti-sarin injections were all just to cover up the secret experiments.
So, the so-called Gulf that have been reported by Gulf War veterans are...
Yes. They too are our brothers and sisters.
So the Genome Soldiers mean that the experiments were a success?
Success? Don't be a fool. They're a complete failure. We're on the verge of extinction.
What?
Have you ever heard of the asymmetry theory? Nature tends to favor asymmetry. Those species which have gone extinct all show signs of symmetry. The genome soldiers suffer from the same problem, signs of symmetry. So do I, as do you. That's right. We are all on the verge of death at the genetic level. We don't know when or what type of disease will occur. That's why we need the old man's genetic information.
You want Big Boss's DNA so you can save your family? It's very touching.
In nature, family members don't mate with each other, and yet they help each other to survive. Do you know why? Because it increases the chances that shared genes will be transmitted to future generations. Altruism among blood relatives is a response to natural selection. That we will help our blood relatives is inscribed in our very genes.
You're telling me that your genes are ordering you to save the genome soldiers?
You can't fight your genes. It's fate. All living things are born for the sole purpose of passing on their parents' genes. That's why I'll follow what my genes tell me. And then, I'm going to go beyond, in order to break the curse of my heritage. And to do that, first, I will kill you.
Yeah, let's get on with it, man. All this monologue.
Look behind you.
Meryl?
If it's one criticism, and it's a valid one, these games
Is she
are
alive?
so plot heavy and
I'm not sure. She was
cutscenes are
alive
so long.
a few hours ago. Poor girl kept calling your name.
It does make for a very cinematic experience, and
Stupid woman.
I am all
Falling
in
in
favor
love
of
with a
plot
man who
and
doesn't even
storyline.
have a name.
I have a name.
No. We have no past, no future. If we did, our fate is nothing but what is determined in the genes we inherited from our father.
Let Meryl go.
As soon as we finished our business, we're almost out of time.
You're talking about Foxdie.
No. It seems now that the Pentagon knows that Metal Gear is destroyed. They've arrived at a decision. They won't even need a BDA. If you want the details, why don't you ask your precious Colonel Campbell?
Colonel, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm listening.
What is the Pentagon trying to do? Colonel, answer me!
The Secretary of Defense has taken over active control of this operation. He's on his way there by AWACS.
What for?
To bomb the place.
What?
Not only that, B-2 bombers just lifted off from Galena Air Force Base. They're carrying B-6113 surface-piercing tactical nuclear bombs.
What? Metal Gear is destroyed. Tell the Secretary of Defense.
The Secretary of Defense heard that Naomi double-crossed us, and he's worried about Foxdie. Now that there's no more danger of a nuclear strike from Metal Gear,
Viewers, you may
he's
hear
going to
some
do whatever's
background noise.
necessary
That's
to
just
cover up
some
the truth
heavy
of what
info.
really happened here.
He's going to drop a nuclear bomb
Can't
to
really do
vaporize
anything
all
to
the evidence,
eliminate
along with
that one.
anyone who knows anything.
Don't worry, Snake. I'll stop the nuclear strike.
How?
I may be only a figurehead here, but I'm still officially in command of this mission. If I issue an order to delay the strike, it'll confuse the chain of command and at least buy you some time. It'll give you a chance to escape.
But Colonel, if you do that...
It's okay, Snake. The truth is, Foxhound was already the subject of an undercover investigation. Meryl was transferred to this base just before the terrorist attack as a way of manipulating me.
Those bastards.
I'm sorry. They forced me to cooperate in exchange for her life. You better get out of there, Snake.
Are you sure? It'll be bad for you.
Don't worry. It's the least I can do for you after all the lies.
Colonel.
I'm ordering them to cancel the bombing run. After that, there's no turning back. Huh? What are you doing?
Snake!
Mei-Ling, what happened to the Colonel?
I don't believe it!
What happened?
Snake, the Colonel! Roy Campbell has been relieved of duty. This is the Secretary of Defense, Jim Hausman.
Put the Colonel back on.
He's been placed under arrest for leaking top-secret information and for the crime of high treason.
Ridiculous.
Yes, he is a ridiculous man. He truly believed that he was in command of this operation.
You bastard.
There won't be a speck of evidence left. I'm sure the President would want the same thing.
The President ordered this?
The President is a busy man. I have complete authority here.
How do you plan on explaining a nuclear attack on Alaska to the media?
Don't worry. We've prepared a convincing cover story. We'll simply say that the terrorists exploded a nuclear device.
Damn it! You'll be murdering everyone here. The scientists, the Genome Army, everyone.
Donald, the DARPA chief is already dead.
So you didn't mean to kill the DARPA chief after all.
He was my friend.
And you could care less about what happens to everybody else, huh?
Well, if you give me the optic disc, I might consider saving them.
What are you talking about?
Metal Gear's test data. Donald was supposed to bring it back.
I don't have it.
I see. Oh well.
So if he didn't intend for the DARPA chief to die...
You two are an embarrassment from the 1970s. Our country's dirty little secret.
Because they also
You
wanted
can't be allowed to live.
Baker to die.
You're just the lingering ghosts of a system that is no more. Well, do try to get along in the time you have left before the bomb.
Oh, there's no way out for us. Let's finish this before the airstrike. You stole everything from me. I shall nullify you and your genes, and I will take them all back. She'll make a beautiful sacrifice for our final battle. Do you see this? This will be the time limit for our final battle. When death comes for this girl, this nuclear module shall vanish from this world as well. If you win, you might still be able to save her. You could enjoy one brief moment of love before the end. And if you cross this line, you'll fall. At this height, it'll kill even you. How about you, Snake? Is that all you've got? What's wrong?
Yeah, but come on, man.
You're out of time!
Oh dear. Oh man. Okay. I'll buy that for $1.
Snake!
Come on, Snake. Time is quick as the word. You don't got time for that. Quick as the word, man.
Meryl!
Come on.
Meryl!
Snake? Is that you? Snake, you're alive. Thank God.
Meryl. Meryl, are you okay?
Are you okay? Is that all you can say?
Meryl, you must have been terrible.
It wasn't that bad. I didn't give in to the torture.
Torture?
And things even worse than that. I was fighting too. Just like you.
You're a strong woman.
Fighting them made me feel closer to you. I felt like you were there with me. It gave me the strength to go on. But I was scared.
I'm sorry.
Don't say that. But it made me realize something. During all the pain and shame, there was one thing I was sure of. A single hope that I held on to. And that hope kept me alive. Snake, I wanted to see you again.
Meryl. codec.
Snake, it's me. It looks like you stopped Rex.
Otacon, good news. Meryl's okay.
All right! You saved her, man! Good job!
I got some bad news. Let's get the hell out of here.
What about him? Where is Otacon?
He's fighting right now. With his old self. To be the man he wants to be.
He's fighting for us too?
Yeah, and I don't want it to be in vain.
Me too. Snake.
Meryl.
Oh dear. Yeah, some
It started.
stilted dialogue there.
I must be heavy.
Looks like we're not gonna have a love scene after all.
Looks that way. Too bad.
Let's get out of here.
Snake, it's freezing outside. You need some clothes.
You probably need some too, Meryl.
There's my sneaking suit.
Hurry up! Hurry! Looking good, Snake. Hurry! Let me drive.
Need those Russians?
Damn, a surveillance camera.
No weapons.
Oh no, no key.
Meryl, what are you doing?
Alright, keys.
Nuts, there's another Russian.
Fire that machine gun with the weapon button. Shoot it, Snake!
Nuts, there's another Russian. I didn't see that one.
It's a checkpoint, Snake.
Here they come!
You'll never make it. Snake, look out! Snake, clear a path.
Not yet, Snake! It's not over yet! Liquid!
One mile takes to one bullet oh man.
Look, Snake, daylight! We're gonna crash!
I think I prefer the original car chase. It's a miracle that they won't crush.
Meryl, are you okay? Damn.
Snake. Snake! Fox?
Die.
Yeah, I prefer the original. It's a little more climactic. You just had a heart attack. Nope. It doesn't work quite as well this time around. I prefer the original.
He's dead. That means...
Come on, Snake.
Don't say it, Snake.
Well, viewers, thank you very much for joining me. This 4-part
What happened to the air raid?
Just a little bit Twin Snakes.
No stealth
Please
bombers
like,
in
share,
sight.
subscribe, and comment. It was my first time playing this version of Metal Gear Solid.
Snake, can you hear me?
Colonel!
Are you okay?
I enjoyed it.
Colonel, what happened?
And I enjoyed
The Secretary of
making
Defense has
these
been
4
arrested.
videos
Early
for you
retirement.
guys.
Arrested?
I was able to get into contact
forward
with the
to doing
President. Metal Gear. The
More
training
videos,
exercise.
completing the Metal
All of
Gear
it.
Solid
It was all
series,
the Secretary of
Resident Evil
Defense
series.
acting alone.
Acting
I was able to get my hands on
What happened to the air raid
copies of
and the
Resident Evil
nuclear
5 and
strike?
6.
The orders were
So I
rescinded.
can
The
do the
F-117s
entire
and the
Resident Evil
B-2 bombers
series.
have returned to the base. Once again,
Metroid
I have
Prime
complete
series as
authority
well.
over this
I was able to
operation.
get my hands
I see.
Washington isn't stupid
Metal
enough to
Gear
use
Solid,
nukes to cover up
sorry,
a few secrets.
Metroid
I wonder
Prime
about
3
that.
Corruption.
In any
I've never
case,
played that,
the
so
danger's
that'll be a
over.
new playthrough.
Thanks, Snake.
So there'll be a
Colonel,
few brand
you
new
can rest
playthroughs
easy.
on the
Meryl's
channel.
fine.
Resident Evil 6, never
Really?
played that before.
Thanks,
Metroid
Thank
Prime
you,
3
Snake.
Corruption.
Snake. I'm sorry I kept a lot of things from you.
So
It's okay, Colonel.
and
Snake.
maybe I'll start
I'm not
to mix in
Colonel.
some of the more
Oh,
recent
that's
games
right.
as well.
I've got a present for you. There's a
If
snowmobile
you want to
close to you.
replay Dark Souls
Mei-Ling
1,
saw it on the satellite
I never
photos.
actually played Dark Souls 2.
This time of year, the
and
glaciers
I
are pretty
would like
calm.
to replay Dark Souls
You should be able to ride
3.
right out of there.
So
I'll bet the boys at the DIA and the
I have a lot of
NSA never
ideas.
expected you to come home alive.
Me neither. I better not show my face
expect
around there.
Chrono Trigger
No danger
and
of
Chrono
that.
Cross,
You two
Vagrant
officially
Story,
died
Final
after your
Fantasy
jeep sank
7,
into
the
the
original,
ocean.
Final
That's not
Fantasy
too
8,
far
Final
from the
Fantasy
truth.
9.
There's
Final
also a
Fantasy
helicopter
10.
waiting for you at the Fox Islands.
Dr. Hal Emmerich should be somewhere on
Final
the
Fantasy
base.
12
I
as
want
well.
someone to bring him in.
I understand. Leave it to me.
Okay,
And
Roy.
look up for some of the
Are you going to be
Castlevania games as
okay?
well.
Don't worry. I've got an insurance policy. A hard copy of all of Mei Ling's data. As long as I've got that, you, me, and Mei Ling will be fine.
The battery on these
I think I'll
nanomachines
just
will
let
run
the
out soon.
outro
They won't be able to follow us.
run a bit.
I guess we won't meet again.
Don't worry. I'll pay you a visit sometime.
Really? I'll look forward to that.
Roy, just tell me one thing.
What?
About Fox Die.
Meryl will be fine. She wasn't included in its programming.
What about me? It killed Liquid.
Naomi said she wants to talk to you face to face about that.
How is she?
Don't worry. Mei Ling's with her right now. I'm switching over to Naomi.
Snake, it's me.
Naomi?
I heard about my brother.
Fox, no, Frank wanted to tell you something. He told me to tell you to forget about him and to go on with your own life.
Frankie said that?
Yeah. He also said he'll always love you. Naomi, your brother just saved you, me, and the whole world. He fought on sheer willpower until the very end.
Maybe now he's finally found some peace. My brother was already dying. Ever since he fought with you in Zanzibar land, he's been like a ghost. A ghost looking for a place to die.
Naomi, Liquid died from Fox Die too. What about me? When am I going to go?
That's up to you.
What do you mean?
Everybody dies when their time's up.
Yeah, so when's mine up?
It's up to you how you use the time left to you. Live, Snake. That's all I can say to you.
So, 'cause I don't know if I can say this, but I have a feeling that Metal Gear Solid 5 is going to be a
Each person is born with their fate written into their own genetic code, inscribed into their genes. But that's not all there is to life. I finally realized that. I told you before, the reason that I was interested in genes and DNA. Because I wanted to know who I was, where I came from. I thought that if I analyzed my DNA, I could find out who I was, who my parents were. And I thought that if I knew that, then I'd know what path I should take in life. But I was wrong. I didn't find anything. I didn't learn anything. Just like with the Genome Soldiers, you can input all the genetic information, but that doesn't make them into the strongest soldiers. The most we can say about DNA is that its genetic information houses a person's strengths or destiny. You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live. Snake, whether you've been programmed or not isn't important. The important thing is that you choose life. And then live. Don't you think, Snake? Don't worry.
So, viewers, thank you again.
I'm gonna choose life too.
I'm going to...
Until
sign off
today,
now.
I've always looked for a reason
Look
to
out for more
live.
videos to come.
But from now on, I'm going to just live.
This is Lightstream Gaming.
Genes exist to pass down our hopes and dreams for the future through our children. Living is a link to what will come. All life is tethered to the future. Loving each other, teaching each new generation, then the world can change. I finally realized it. The true meaning of life. Thank you, Snake.
Look, I found this.
Let's keep it as a reminder.
Of what? A reminder of a successful mission? Or a reminder of the first time we met?
A reminder of how to live.
Huh?
Until today, I've lived only for myself. My survival instinct that tells me not to die. That's all the motive I've had in my life.
That's not just you. That's how everyone is.
I only felt truly alive when I was staring death in the face. I don't know. Maybe it's written into my genes.
What about now? What do your genes say about your future now?
Maybe it's time I live for someone else.
Someone else?
Yeah. Someone like you. Maybe that's the real way to live.
So, where to, Snake?
David. My name is David.
Okay, so where to, Dave?
I think it's time we look for a new path in life.
A new path?
A new purpose.
Will we find it?
We'll find it. I know we'll find it.
Hey, what are those?
Caribou.
Caribou. To the Aleutians, the caribou is a symbol of life. It'll be spring here soon.
For us, too.
Yeah. Spring brings new life to everything. It's a time for hope. I've lived here a long time, but Alaska has never looked more beautiful. The sky, the sea, the caribou. And most of all, you.
It's nice, isn't it? Being alive.
Come on. Let's enjoy life.
Sleep with the rich. So, this brings us to the end. Thank you very much for joining me. And I hope that it was an enjoyable experience for you as well. Signing out. Until next time. Thank you for viewing, and I'll see you again.